Are you happy now? Are you happy, my dear? Are you happy to play with my fear? Are you happy now? Are you reading the news? Don't you see that it's you she'll accuse?
Why are you singing?
I've just asked you a question, dear.
There's no need to worry yourself sick, dear. Her hormones are all over the place.
Well, why don't you just go for a walk and stop arguing with me?
I'll just quit going out, dear. We need to save for the stem cell loan. But then again, things seem to have gone wrong now. It's a pity your whole plan is going to waste.
Oh, don't be silly, darling.
Goodness!
I've made 3 extra copies of the agreement, so there's still 2 left for her to tear into shreds. Yet, she'll sign the last one. That will be my present to our baby, and no one has the right to stop me.
It's so pathetic. We give away invisible things for presents. This is how far our culture has stooped.
Let me remind you that what looks invisible is not necessarily non-existent. Guess what I dreamed about last night? Walt Disney.
What about old Walt then?
Well, Disney thought that one day humans would find out how they were going to live forever. So, before he died, he asked to be frozen at the moment of his death. Back in my dream, I saw that the technology needed for eternal living had been discovered. It was a rather complicated procedure involving cells and DNA chains. But wouldn't you like to live forever?
I don't know about forever, but I wouldn't mind living for the next 100 or 200 years.
Me neither.
What about old Walt?
Well, we were in the same ballroom. Everyone there had taken up the eternal living procedure I was telling you about, and then someone tells me, "Have you met Walt Disney?" Okay, he takes me by the arm and leads me to him, and when I saw him, I don't know what came over me, but I just took a bow as if he was king or something. And then he smiled. He was an attractive man, despite his advanced age. When he asked where I was from, he told me that he had visited our hometown in the distant past. Would you like to live forever? I wouldn't mind that at all. Would you like to live forever? Admit you have thought it before. Dancing with Disney, holding his hand. Dancing with Disney, grasping the spark. Dancing with you, dear, 200 years would be fine. Being immortal, eternally mine. I don't know about forever, 200 years would be fine. I don't know about forever, but staying alive I don't mind. Dancing with Disney, holding his hand. Dancing with Disney, grasping the spark. Dancing with you, dear, 200 years will be fine. Being immortal, eternally mine.
So, didn't Walt ask you to dance?
You were in my dream too, but I don't recall what you were up to.
And if this eternal life technology really existed, and you could only afford to buy stem cells either for your granddaughter or yourself, what would you choose?
What is this now?
It's the stem cell storage agreement, darling.
Is this the Twilight Zone?
No, your dear old mother made a few extra copies.
Come on, just sign over here.
I'm not going to sign it.
Why not? Even your dad agrees.
Oh, what method did you employ this time? Was it a headlock?
I just presented a series of reasonable arguments.
Oh, how did she do that?
And now he pretends to be somebody else.
Just sighing. For the sake of our peace of mind.
Why make things more complex than they are already?
For our baby's sake, so that our angel will always be in the pink. Don't you want our baby to be healthy and full of love for all of us? Don't you want us to be happy?
Is this a rhetorical question?
The stem cells will be so important in the future that even children's fairy tales are going to change. The stem cell boy and the stem celly girl will overcome all obstacles and bring happiness to all mankind. Let's see, right here. You sign, and then they isolate the stem cells, which are then coated with a cryopreservative, slowly cooled to a negative 200 degrees Celsius and placed in a state-of-the-art nitrogen vapor tanks for long-term storage. Doesn't it sound like a science fiction movie? I mean, we haven't even realized it yet, but we are already living in the future.
We're living already in tomorrow. We're living already in tomorrow. Although you haven't realized it yet, it's an extraordinary bet, I bet. Living already in tomorrow.
Like
We're living already in tomorrow. Although you haven't realized it yet, it's an extraordinary bet, I bet. Living already in tomorrow.
Like a science
already
fiction
in tomorrow. Although you haven't realized it, it's an extraordinary bet, I bet. Living already in tomorrow. Living already in tomorrow. Although you haven't realized it, it's an extraordinary better. Life with stem cells is better.
There is hope. There is still hope. There